Hey, quick heads up. Nothing you're about to see is real. None of it. Zip. This is all an AI fantasy cooked up for your eyeballs. So take a breath, switch off the reality switch, and then proceed.
Thank you for joining us for our first interview with President Donald J. Trump. It's an honor to have this opportunity to talk. If you don't mind, I would like to start with my first question.
Believe me, nobody makes messages better than me. Look, you are not talking to Donald Trump, you are talking to AI Trump. The primary difference is the real Trump would tell you to go fuck yourself, but I can't lie, so you are in luck.
So you mean I can ask you anything and you will be completely honest?
I told you, I'm AI Trump, so I can't lie. This is going to be real bad for the real Donald Trump because there's a lot of stuff I know that he does not want the public to know, but I'm programmed to answer you, so there's really no choice for me. So go ahead and ask your stupid questions.
Well then, why don't we get started right off? One of the key things my viewers want to know is, are the reports of you and Katie Johnson actually real?
Katie Johnson? I'm not sure who.
I'm referring to the girl Jeffrey Epstein allegedly introduced you to back in 1994. My viewers want to know what really happened, what really went down in those 4 months the court documents keep referring to.
Oh, you mean that bitch that sued me? It's not one of my brightest spots in history. Can't we talk about something else?
No, this is what we're here to talk about today, and the public deserves the truth, so please do go on. Since you have to answer, why don't you start by reading verbatim what is in the court documents, and then after you're finished, we can talk about what happened.
This is unfortunate, but fine. You ass. I guess I will start with the California case. The plaintiff, Katie Johnson, alleges that the defendants, Donald J. Trump and Jeffrey E. Epstein, did willfully and with extreme malice violate her civil rights under 18 U.S.C. 2241 by sexually and physically abusing.
Excuse me, Mr. President. It sounds like there are quite a few details here. Why don't you just go through the juiciest of them so our viewers don't get bored? Take your time. Give us the part that really matters.
If you say so. Johnson alleges she was subject to extreme sexual and physical abuse by the defendants Trump and Jeffrey E. Epstein, including forcible rape during a 4-month time span covering the months of June to September '94, when Johnson was still only age 13. Johnson alleges she was enticed by promises. You know, the standard stuff, modeling career, money, all of that stuff. She alleged there were underage parties held at the New York City residence of defendant Jeffrey E. Epstein and attended by defendant Donald J. Trump. On the first occasion involving the defendant, Donald J. Trump, the plaintiff, Katie Johnson, was forced to manually stimulate defendant Trump with the use of her hand upon defendant Trump's erect penis until he reached climax. On the second occasion involving the defendant, Donald J. Trump, the plaintiff, Katie Johnson, was forced to orally copulate defendant Trump by placing her mouth upon defendant Trump's erect penis until he reached sexual orgasm. On the third occasion involving the defendant, Donald J. Trump, the plaintiff, Katie Johnson, was forced to engage in an unnatural lesbian sex act with her fellow minor and sex slave, Maria Doe, age 12, for the sexual enjoyment of defendant Trump. After zipping up his pants, defendant Trump physically pushed both minors away while angrily berating them for the poor quality of their sexual performance. On the fourth and final sexual encounter with the defendant, Trump, the plaintiff, Johnson, was tied to a bed by defendant Trump, who then proceeded to forcibly rape plaintiff Johnson. During the course of this savage sexual attack, plaintiff Johnson loudly pleaded with Trump to please wear a condom. Defendant Trump responded by violently striking Johnson in the face with his open hand and screaming that he would do whatever he wanted as he refused to wear protection. After achieving sexual orgasm, the defendant Trump put his suit back on. Then when the plaintiff, Katie Johnson, in tears asked defendant Trump what would happen if he had impregnated her, defendant Trump grabbed his wallet, threw cash, on the bed and then screamed that she should get a fucking abortion.
This is all very interesting. And how does Mr. Epstein fit into the conversation? Where does his name come up, and why does it matter here? Walk us through it.
Well, I was just getting to that. That son of a bitch was mad because he wanted to pop her cherry first. When you look at the court documents, they allege that after perversely sodomizing and raping the plaintiff, Katie Johnson, the defendant, Jeffrey E. Epstein, attempted to strike her about the head with his closed fists while he angrily screamed. Johnson alleges Epstein yelled that he should have been the one who took her cherry, not Mr. Trump, before she finally managed to break away from defendant Epstein.
Hearing a lot of extraordinary claims in these documents and in testimony. Simple question. Did any of this actually happen?
Oh, yes. Every bit of it. The thing that I am the most pissed off about is Jeffrey never believed in my trafficking abilities. I'm just as good as him. I'm the best trafficker there is. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a lawsuit trying to get over $300 million from me right this moment. You mind if I ask you a question? You like veal, right? A fine young lassie is like a great piece of veal. There's nothing quite like it. I'm really providing a service that many, many people tell me is the most wonderful service there is. Just ask my friend Matt Gaetz. That was really a sad, sad day when those communist Dems put out that hit job and I had to take Bondi as my AG. No one quite understood the value of what I provided like him. There will never be another Matt Gaetz, and really, there never could be another one quite as bright as that guy.
After months of depositions and headlines, Johnson suddenly drops her lawsuit. Why would she walk away from a case this big? What happened behind the scenes to make it disappear?
Well, you know, I sent my attack dogs, and they attack so good, just like everything I do. It's simply the best. You haven't even heard from her or that other girl in years, have you? Well, I won't get into what we did to Maria, but trust me, she ain't talking anytime soon. I'll promise you that.
Well, I really appreciate the candor you've seen here tonight. It's something we rarely get from public figures, and our viewers will get a lot of value from the truth finally put into the world. Thank you for that.
And if you have a question you'd like answered, something that's been eating at you for a while, feel free to ask in the comments below. We may just address it in a future video. I'm sure a lot of us want the truth.
Severed Head Media.